Welcome back to the Delulu Magic Podcast. We are so excited to have none other than Danny Morel here with us today. Gabby and I came here actually in March to see you and Lewis Howes for the Make Money Easy tour.
Oh, you were here for that? Yeah.
Yes. And I remember telling Gabby, I looked over her. We had just started our podcast. And I was like, one day we're going to be sitting down with him. I don't know how, I don't know when, but it was just something that I've been visualizing. So this is like for sure a full circle moment for me.
Beautiful.
So we're so excited to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel I was telling everybody in the team last night that I was like, she learned about you, like she started following your right? The podcast from listening to you and then on Instagram, and then she sent it to me last year. And we both started, to really learn a lot.
Okay.
So again, for me today, it felt like a full circle because I'm like, okay, we're learning. And then here we are having a conversation in real life, especially as we've seen the things we've put ourselves kind of been really vulnerable. And here's reality. And I know you talk a lot about creating your reality. So what better than this?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So just to be clear, you guys haven't been to Awaken?
No.
Not yet. No.
Oh, you guys. That's the next
Yes.
We have to. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. That's on her vision board because she told me when we were here in March, she said that. We had dinner after the show, and then she was like, I really want to come back and do that. And then, of course, life happens. And
beautiful.
Yeah, that's definitely the next step that for sure that I feel that we have to, that I really want to take, that our soul's been calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gabby and I feel like a little bit of our backgrounds are similar. We're obviously Latinos, right? And for her and I, we grew up in a low-income area in Houston that was called A-Leaf. I mean, obviously at the time, I don't think we realized that it was like low-income when you're just there. And it was very much in my household, and I feel like in Gabby's too, you're just trying to survive, right? And we always had enough, but you always felt the energy of that survival mode, right? And everybody just going. And for me, one of my main goals in life, I was like, okay, I'm the first to go to college in the family. And my goal was just become a millionaire. Like I was always like chasing that success. And lo and behold, I was able to accomplish that. Like me and my husband built a company. We were able to like bring in like over 10 million. But the more that I got, it was like the more fearful I became to lose it until a big portion of that like went away.
Yeah.
And I can see it now that it was something that I was, kind of pushing away. Maybe my vessel wasn't big enough. But how do you feel that people, right? So many of us chase a success and we don't think about how we have to first go back and fix old wounds and like be on that right energetic plane. So tell me a little bit about that and what,
Well, the journey of life is a journey of understanding. It's a journey of understanding yourself. It's a journey of understanding your ability to create. It's a journey of understanding your connection to God and realizing that there is one of two places that you could live in. You could live in the frequency of separation, which is dominated by the energy of fear and the energy of victim energy, or you can live in the energy of oneness, which is the energy of love and the energy of creator energy. And so what happens is that when you're a little child and you grow up in the ghetto like we did, even though you don't realize that you don't have money or you don't have what you want, on an energetic basis, you feel. And that's the thing that most of us are disconnected from right now, is that we have forgotten to feel. And we've forgotten to feel on purpose because feeling equaled pain when we were little boys and little girls. But when you grow up and you don't have money, you feel that like feeling of less than. You feel that pain of not having what it is that you want. And a story gets created. And one of two things can happen. Either you are going to like stay stuck in that energy and not have what you want for all of your life. We see some people do this, like they just don't think that they can do anything about it. Or some of us, like we get really mad at that and we say, when I grow up, I'm going to be a millionaire. Pause. Here comes the tricky part. What we don't realize is that the reason why we said that was because of pain. it was because of fear of ever living life like that. And so we start our businesses, we work our butts off, we go out and we create, we make a little money, we can buy some nice clothes, we feel really good, especially as Latinos, by the way, right? Like, you know,
Yes.
I come from real estate,
Yes.
and I used to tell people, like, watch out for a Latino that makes money. Because a Latino that makes money, you know, in a country where we're supposed to be like minorities,
And different.
the ego steps up and inflates in such a fashion that now it's like, look at me, which even causes you to be even in more separation, in more ego, and in more fear. And the thing is that none of us have a clue that it is even going on, because we're essentially living by default. We're living by the default pain that we experience as little boys and girls, and we have no clue that it is actually going on. But it's all perfect. It's all perfect because eventually you get to a point in your life where you realize, I make the money, I have the nice car, I have the nice purse, the nice clothes, like I look good, like, right? But I still don't feel good. Like there's something missing inside. You know, on the outside, on Instagram, it's like, you know, people love us and they like us. But like when I lay in bed with my husband, like, we don't have passion. We don't look at each other in the eyes when we're making love. I don't really feel that attracted to him, but I'm married and like, what do I do? What are my friends? You know, all of these things start happening. And typically what happens that causes our awakening is one of three things. Either a death. So a death of a loved family member that causes you to really, like, when they go to the other side, they start your spiritual journey because they love you so much. Even if they didn't know how to love you here in human life, when a loved one gets to the other side, they start to encourage your spiritual journey because they want you to live in love here in this lifetime the way that they never could. And that's why sometimes you feel like a lot of people start saying, like, my spiritual journey began when my mother died or my father died, or, you know, whatever the case may be, because they're literally on the other side, like pushing us and guiding us with love, right? B, the loss of a career, right? Everything that you thought like was your life, you know, God/you have a wonderful way of going, oh yeah, let me take that from you, right? And or C, a big breakup. And so those are the three things that hopefully, I say hopefully because as much as they're painful, hopefully we get to experience in life. And hopefully they bring us to our knees. And hopefully they cause us to start the journey of healing. And hopefully we get to finally open our hearts and really realize who we really are as human beings. Because when we do that, we stop playing this game that we've been playing where we're trying to be better than or different than or compare ourselves. And until we stop playing that game, we will never actually experience real love. So there you go. There was a whole book.
That was
that was I could see how it's all tied in. You know, but basically, since you're little, you're coming up, you know, having this pain, and then you grow up and you're already given all this stuff, and then you're still not dealing with the pain.
you
and
hit the nail on the head for me. I mean,
Yeah.
exactly that whole journey, I feel like is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I was so tied to my identity of the career or the having the money. And I got very much in my ego, no connection to God. I thought it was all me until
But you know
you're
what the best
humbled.
part is? The best part is we go to church. And so we feel like we know God because like we know a verse or we go somewhere every week, but like that's not God. Like man made that.
Yes.
And hopefully one day we awaken to that, you know?
And that's what always resonated for me when I would hear you, because I always was looking, and finally I just stopped looking for God outside of myself. And I was like, well, I guess I don't connect. Like, I don't get it. I don't hear it until all of that happened. And like, I found such a financial loss for me. It did bring me to my knees. I was like, that was my whole identity. I've sacrificed for years and now it's just gone. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And I am grateful when I got to ask you a question that day when you guys like let people ask questions at the the tour.
You were on
Yeah.
What side were you on?
I was on, so you were sitting, I was on the right side.
Yeah, you
and
were
I
over
was
here.
standing.
Yes,
I remember
yeah.
that.
And I said, how do I get back to where I was?
Yeah.
And we went through this whole thing and I cried. No.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
And
Oh, you got to come to Awaken.
I
Your life will change forever. I mean, it's,
no, and I'm so excited for sure. I know there's one coming up in a couple weeks, so
Yeah.
I'm going to have to figure out a way to make it happen. But I want to ask you, so let's say, right, I am on the other side of, okay, I am grateful that it happened. I wouldn't have the relationship I have, not only with God, but which is in me, but with myself. I finally just paused and had to go in and just figure out what wounds and what am I doing and what am I doing it for, right? When you heard you say like you're chasing, but what are you chasing and why are you chasing that? But when you do go through a financial loss, because I think so many people here in the United States are in debt, right? They've had financial issues. How, and I know that I am like one with God and all, the energy, but how do you then get rid of that? I guess that scarcity mindset that still continues to kind of live in there somewhere.
Yeah. Everything. It's like, may I gently just kind of like, okay, so there's a difference between knowing you're one with God and knowing you're one with God. And that's huge. And this is why I encourage people to come to Awaken. Because what we do is we guide you through a process of you're going to cry like you've never cried in your entire life. You're going to let go of all of that energy that you've been holding on to since you were a little girl. You're going to face and discover parts of yourself that you've been avoiding for a really long time. I can feel you already getting emotional because this is what we do for 3 full days, right? And you see, like when we actually are in the vibration of love and when we are actually one with God, the anxiety, the fear, the doubt, the worry, all of that we deal with on a daily basis, it literally cannot exist. There's no space for it. But to do that, you got to go through a journey. It takes some work. Yeah. And this is why most people, it's like we read podcasts, we listen to influencers, we learn about money, and like we finally make the money, but we find a way to fuck it up. Why? Because money is just energy. It's just a reflection of how you deeply feel inside. If you don't feel worthy, if you don't feel valuable, if you don't feel loved, if you don't feel secure, safe, if you don't feel like you can hold, forget about money. Hold your emotions. Hold your truth. Hold your energy and your essence and hold it for others. How are you going to hold money? You can't. Everything in life is energy. Yeah. And so the more and more, the question is how is to surrender? How is to have a spiritual journey? It's to go within our heart and soul. It's to quiet the mind. We use either breath work or plant medicine is the tools that we use in the community that I help people with to have a spiritual experience that is so profound that you literally go back to the moment where that little girl decided, I'm going to be a millionaire because I don't ever want to feel this ever again. See, what most people don't realize is you decided to become a millionaire because your little heart was broken. Because that little girl didn't feel safe. And so as a result of that, the money you earn, is it from love or is it from pain? It's from pain. And that's what most people don't get. And so the money will always come from pain until you go back and heal that pain. You go back and heal that pain. You open your heart. Then you go, oh my God, like, what do I want to do in my life? How do I want to help others? What is the legacy that I want to leave? And as a result of all of that, what would I like to create financially for my family? You see, it's literally 2 different worlds. It's 2 different essences, right? And that's how it happens.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
I need to go to Awaken. I mean, everybody I feel like needs to, because I feel there's so many of us that feel this exact same way. And I feel like I made so much that it was so scary. I couldn't fully handle it. And maybe even if it had been less, maybe I still would, if the same thing still would have happened.
What I will tell you is the amount of money that you made is a representation of how driven and focused you are. Like your masculine is very online. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. For both of
Very
us.
online, right?
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just the question is like, how's the heart?
It was closed.
How's the feminine side? Right? And so who you are, and I want to say this for all women, like who women are is you don't lead. A woman and a woman in her divine essence doesn't lead from here. The world has you thinking that your power is here. A woman in her divine essence leads from here. This is where she creates life. It's from her womb. It's from her intuition. It's from the connection to the divine. It's from being all-knowing. From that, I mean, just look at how I'm sitting. Like from that essence and from that state of being, from that all-knowing, you think you're going to have a problem with money? You think you're going to have a problem attracting a dream partner? You think you're going to have a problem with your health? You think you're going to be on Ozempic? You think you're going to be worrying about how you look? You don't give a shit because you know who you are in here. And in here, you're unstoppable. In here, you're afraid. You're afraid if you're going to be loved. You're afraid if you're pretty enough. You're afraid about how the other girl looks. You're afraid if you're going to get the guy. You're afraid if they're going to cheat on you. So you're not actually living life. You're living in the matrix is what you're actually doing. And this is where women are disconnected from. Women have forgotten that their true beauty, their true power, their true essence is not out here. It's in here. This is where life gets created from.
And I would say her and I have had this talk that so many of our circle of friends, we all have that, like that masculine energy. Like that's the main thing. That I feel that we
want to lead everything.
And control everything and not trusting, I guess is part of it.
What does control do? Control keeps you safe. Love allows and fear controls. So just think for a second, like really think of all the people you know, really even think of all of like the most successful people in the country, the people that you actually look up to. And don't think, feel. Feel, are they in love or are they in fear? Because the truth of the matter is that most of the successful people that we look up to on social media, on Instagram and everywhere, they're some of the most wounded, afraid little boys and little girls that ever existed. And how is this true? Because in this world, you have the system that has been created to make you successful from fear. And yet all I'm here to do is to help people understand is that you could be 10 times more successful when you stop worrying about becoming successful. And you start remembering that what you're actually here to do is as a human being, reconnect to your heart and soul. And from that, you will be a magnet for everything that you want in life. You want a dream partner? You want to help the world. You want to, whatever you want to do. You want to live in a beautiful house. You want to, whatever, but it'll no longer be from this. How are you gonna sleep at night? How are you gonna make love? Serious question. How are you gonna make love? You can't.
You're always in that.
You're always
in that hustle mentality,
right? So it's se acabó.
True.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
True.
Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's not being in that moment. You're always thinking about that.
Yeah. Because you're with your head.
Body, your heart and soul can't be in that moment because you're not in that moment. Right? So even think about this. Even the act of sex, of making love, it's the thing that life is created from. Religion has hijacked it. Religion has made it bad or a sin, which there is no such thing as a sin. Okay? And why did they do that? They even caused Jesus to say that he was born from a virgin. That is the absolute most ludicrous lie on the planet Earth. But why did they say this? They say this because if they can control sex, the thing that created your life, they can control your life. Your life is literally being controlled under a program of fear that worships God as a man. And what are you actually worshiping? The masculine. The very thing that has you afraid. Why did they cut out Mary Magdalene? Why did they cut out all of the women from the Bible? Why? Because that's how you return to your heart. You return to your heart, you won't need a religion anymore because you finally understand what Jesus was telling you. The kingdom of God is where? It's not in a book. It's not in a church. It's within.
And it's so hard after you've been, I guess, brainwashed or programmed, and
100%.
to undo all that programming and actually, be able to go, well, that's why we have Awaken. It's funny you mentioned something earlier, and because I've had this discussion with other successful people, and their answer was, I wouldn't want to heal my wounds or my traumas because that chip I carry is the thing that makes me so successful. So as soon as that's gone, I'm not going to be as motivated. I'm not going to be as driven. And how am I going to create the wealth or create the success that they're having? So
then the question is, how are you ever going to be at peace? How are you going to ever experience real connection, real love with your partner? How you're going to experience real healing with your partner? How are you ever in this lifetime going to experience the magic of love and partnership, what our bodies and our heart and souls are intended to do when a man and a woman come together, not under fear, not under that chip, not under that. That's bullshit. That's a show. That's a show because you don't want to be alone. How you're going to ever experience the real magic, the real heart-opening, like soul-altering magic of being in partnership between a man and a woman. You won't. You'll be married. You'll look good. You'll post cool shit on Instagram. But what I'm talking about, you can't get that.
That connection.
No.
Yeah. I'm thinking everything you're mentioning. My story's a little different than hers. I mean, we started the same from low income neighborhood, all that. My family was able to build tremendous wealth. And currently it's still there. But there's a lot of pain and it's just been generational. So I unfortunately had to be sick for a long time. Had some pretty big things happen, like a brain surgery, like all kinds of stuff from that. Now I know what it was, right? I was carrying all of my family stuff. So with us, the money has always been used almost as a control, like transactional, almost like what you're saying. Like my worthiness is like, if I'm working, then I know my family's proud of me. If I'm doing, then this is how I need to be doing. Like I need to probably work till I die, and I could continue taking care of what we have, and we don't have enough. When I know there's enough, like that. That's there's more than enough in my right. So this year I had a little bit. I've been in therapy for almost 8 years, so I've been doing a lot of work. Then she shared your stuff with me, and this year I had another health scare, 2 of them actually, and those were kind of my own awakening moments that I was like, okay, enough. Like you're gonna either stop this, like you're gonna keep trying to kill yourself because physically you're killing yourself by holding on to all these beliefs from my family. They're not mine. And I had to learn to have a lot of forgiveness for myself. I'm still learning. And I think you just I watched something, you talked about the parents, about your family of origin, because my family of origin controlled me until this year. I've been married 25 years. You can imagine how lovely that's been for my husband because they came first. I would say when my parents die, then we can do these things. When, my kids everybody was second to where I come from. So I still have a little bit of guilt because it's very enmeshed. We work together. We do all these things together. But I'm always told, we have what you have because of what we did. So I don't ever feel like I'm going to be enough is what it is. So money's still very delicate for me too. Even if I have it, sometimes I feel like I would want to give it all away just to have peace. Because it's been a lot of fucked up shit between my parents this year for money.
Yeah.
So it's definitely just not easy to handle. Kind of not cutting them off, but it's,
what's the emotion you're feeling right now?
Guilt. It's always guilt. Okay. I'm a bad daughter, bad sister. But I'm happier when I'm removed. They know that. I'm way happier. This year I decided it was me. Like, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to talk about these things. That's a lot of, hide. We have all this.
Tell me something. What do you think it must have felt like as a 3-year-old girl to be brought up in that environment?
Well, we didn't have anything. So I remember being little, but I remember being happy. Now I know my dad was an alcoholic. Like all these things, right? Like now as I've gone through this, I know that it was not normal is the word I would say.
Mhm.
But I don't remember ever feeling like we didn't have enough. And then as I got older and then I started to get controlled more, like the minute I got married, it was like, now you're going to do what we're going to tell you to do. And then I started to see, oh, this is not okay.
Yeah.
So being little, I do know my dad was always, gone. My mom did everything. So I took over that role. The minute I had my own children, I had to do, you know, be it for everybody.
Do you want to heal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I have, but there's still that part because, my dad just went through something a lot of surgery stuff. And my gosh, I'm in the hospital. And I was like, I had to sit outside for an hour because I was like, I'm such a bad daughter. I haven't been here.
Yeah. So, I'll tell you a story. My dad and I, we didn't have the greatest relationship when we were growing up. My mom and dad divorced when I was 13. And I held a lot of anger towards my dad for 30 years. And as a result of that, I had a really deep father wound.
Mhm.
I had 2 wounds. Maybe we'll get into the mother wound a little bit later. But what would happen to me is every time I would see a scene of a movie with a father and a little boy, instant tears. That's how you know you're not healed yet.
Mhm.
And what my message for you is that the reason why you keep having all of these issues with your health is because the body, the vessel, can only hold on to pain so much before that pain manifests into
Mhm.
illness. The reason why your dad is in the hospital, like this is the one thing we all need to understand as human beings, and I want everyone to hear me say this now. There is absolutely no reason for any of us to ever be sick. The only reason we're sick is because of the fact that we're eating the wrong things, which if you're eating the wrong things is because deep inside you don't love yourself. Number 2, you're ingesting the wrong things, vaping, drugs,
Mhm.
alcohol, which if you're doing any of those things is because deep inside you don't love yourself. Or number 3, because of the energy inside of us that taught us that we are unworthy of love. Everything always goes back to love. You heal the part of you that doesn't feel like you are love and you are loved, you will never be sick a day for as long as you live. I've helped people heal autoimmune diseases. I've helped people heal prescription medications. I've helped people heal pornography. I've helped people heal alcohol addiction. I've helped people heal rape and sexual trauma, all of it. And that's not to say that I did it. I just simply guide people back into themselves. You have to go back into your heart and connect with that little girl that knows what she wants, but she's afraid to get it. She's afraid to say it. And she's afraid of what it's going to cost for her to finally be free. It's a moment that all of us have in our lives. So, like, for me, I feel your pain because for me, my moment came through a divorce. Like, I never in my life thought I would ever get a divorce.
Mhm.
But the truth of the matter is that I knew the day I was married that I wasn't in love. So why did I get married? Because when I was a little boy, my mother didn't know how to love me. She didn't breastfeed me. She didn't connect with me. So I was always searching for love. The first 2 weeks of my life, she had a bad C-section. She wasn't with me. See, we don't
Mhm.
understand
Mhm.
what happens to us in our psychology and in our essence and being. So picture me, 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of my life, looking for my mother's breast, but it wasn't there for me.
Mhm.
So instantly, that was a wound of my feminine. Well, trip out on this. Guess where you think that wound came from? My mother's mother died when she was only 13 days old. So my
Mhm.
mother never got the love from
Mhm.
her mother. I didn't know my grandmother, but I can guarantee you she didn't get the love from her mother. This is what we don't understand, is that these wounds carry on energetically in us until we say,
No more.
fuck this. Where do I gotta go? What do I gotta do?
Go in.
I will do anything, but this ends with me. Yeah? And if I really appreciate how kind you guys are with me and all your nice words and everything. But the one thing I have to let you understand is that I'm no different than you. I'm just someone that had the courage to say, I would rather die than live another day like this. And so here I am, I'm at the church, and I'm with my ex-wife. And, we're about to go through a divorce. She never knew how to love me. I never knew how to love her. We were just married because the church said you got to get married, right? And I was Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. I followed the rules. If the church or if you or if anybody, everybody controls my life except for me. That was me before, right? And so we're at the church and the pastor is telling me, he says, well, son, the Bible says you can't get divorced because of this. And I said, well, what about what I feel in here? So he goes, well, son, the Bible says you can't get divorced because of this. And normally that shit would work on me, right? The program would work on me. But now it was like, yeah, but I know my truth. What about what I feel in here? And he kept doing it and he kept doing it. And he kept doing it and he kept doing it. And it's like, I thought I had the devil in me or something because I wanted to divorce my wife. That's how that's how programmed you are. That's how disconnected you are from your essence. Finally, he closes the Bible and he says, look, son, he says, you know all that money you have? So you know all those friends you have? You know how the community loves you? You know all of that favor that God has bestowed you with? And I said, yeah. And he says, if you make the decision to get a divorce, you will lose all of God's blessings on your life forever.
Wow.
That's what he said.
Wow.
True story. He looked at me like the camera. That's him and I'm here. And he looked at me. And I had a moment, guys, that it was out of this world. I had a moment where it was like the universe split in two, and this was the old me, the afraid me, the I gotta follow the rules me, the system me, the matrix me, and this was the love me, the free me. And I'm sitting here like this, and I go, in my head, I may not know what love is, but I know it's not that.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot like guilt and another one of your friends, manipulation. And I said in that moment, I would rather, listen to me, please, because I'm telling you this from my heart, because this is the moment you're going to have to face if you ever want to be free. I said, I would rather live in a cardboard box on the corner of a street, begging for food, without a penny to my name, than ever go another day in my entire life without knowing what love actually is. And that's when I knew I had to get a divorce. Because that relationship, not for you, by the way, for me, signified the fear energy, the separation energy, the love I didn't get from my mom, the chasing, the I want to be a millionaire. Do you see how this all works, right? And our souls are on this journey to one day go, Toma, what do you want to do? Because how many people do we know that have died of cancer?
Too many.
Look at it.
Yeah.
And deep inside, weren't they unhappy?
Yeah.
You can always connect the cancer to an emotion and an energy, right? So it was like, Toma, what do you want to do? What's the decision you need to make? And I literally said, I will lose everything, but I will not be controlled by fear, guilt, and manipulation for another day of my life. That day, I booked my trip to go sit with ayahuasca. The thing that I was afraid of the most, the thing that the church told me the most, the thing that the church told me the most was the devil and was evil. And was that's the thing I said, I'd rather fucking die.
Yeah.
I'd rather go drink this shit and fucking die than to live life from what someone else tells me that I should do or shouldn't do. I went. My life changed forever.
Wow.
Well, now we know what we need to go into.
I've had that fear, and obviously, right? Because I've had to have so much programming that I consider that I'm free, but there's obviously
No,
like this
beautiful,
just
you're not
like
free.
Friday, I was like sitting in this parking lot, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like I thought I was done with this shit.
How much do they give you per month?
Oh no, I now it's separated. I don't receive anything now. Where it's very structured,
So
and
what's
I
the
work.
attachment?
The attachment is better. Like I don't feel right. I can kind of say I've got it. I'm doing things on my own, but I'm still trying to fulfill that need.
No.
I feel like
I feel like I owe them. I'm
Hold
always
on.
like
Sit with me. Sit with me because
Yes.
you said, I feel like I'm doing it on my own, but you looked for her for the answer.
Because I'm like, are you witness me?
No.
Me.
You witness. No. Look at me.
Yes.
You witness yourself.
Yeah.
So what's the truth? What's the attachment? What's the connection? What's the hook? It's not up here. It's an energetic hook that human beings put, and they're in our back, they're in our hearts, they're in our stomachs, and they're hooked onto us. And our soul knows that we're not supposed to live life like this. Your soul knows you're not supposed to live life like this.
Yeah.
That's why your body keeps getting sick. Your body keeps getting sick because it's telling you, wake up. This is not love. This is not life.
Yeah.
And you're at that moment right now. You're at that crossroads right now.
Yeah.
Where it's either you're going to keep being the little good girl that always listens to their family, that is controlled by dark, fear, nasty energy, by the way, that is not love, or you're going to say, first and foremost, I have to learn to love myself. And the only way that I could actually love myself is to never allow anyone in my life that would ever do anything to me that would disturb this love within myself that I have. That's where you have to go back to. You have to finally understand and wake up to what loving yourself actually means. Because I'm going to tell you something that's really scary. You attracted the perfect husband to play the little game that you're playing with your family. Because a man in his real power would not play that fucking game. So there's a lot at stake here. Because you literally could lose that and you literally could lose that. But what I'm telling you is what you will find is what you have never had, and that's yourself. That's how deep this is.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I do.
And I would encourage you and say, you do not have an option. You need to be here November 21st. I don't give a shit what. I don't care if you have to hitchhike, crawl, whatever. I'm not playing with you.
Yeah.
I'm not playing with you.
No.
Because you could feel the power in the words, but I want you to, that power has to be in you, not in me, in you. When that power is in you.
Yeah. No, and I feel ready.
Yeah.
I feel like everything that has happened the past few weeks, this moment was for that reason. Because my fear has been that, what you talked about. And I look at her because we've discussed endlessly me that I'm like, when I'm ready, in a few years, like I've given myself like, when I turn this age.
This is why it's so important for us to heal. Because when we actually start to heal, our energy comes on. There's a reason you started to cry. There's a reason that you had that. Because my energy alone, not the words, is starting to move you. It's starting to have an impact on you. That's the power we have as human beings. So imagine what happens when you go back home. The impact that has on your children. The impact that it has on your partner. The impact that it'll have on your parents, by the way. Like, you love your parents? Heal your heart. You love your children? Heal your heart. And so, yes, is that those lower chakras get locked up and we're not actually free to be the fullness of ourselves.
And do you feel like when that happens, so with the lower chakras, is that why I feel like for me, I definitely wouldn't have that intuition that, like, when people are like, oh, listen to your gut. I'm like, I'm not sure what it's saying. Like, how do people feel that? Is that something that...
Can I make you a promise?
Yeah.
You come hang out with me for 3 years. You remember this moment. Just come hang out with me and Jen for 3 years. This is documented. You watch who you become in 3 years. Forget about intuition. You will literally have psychic downloads. You'll feel people's energy. You see, the most powerful thing that most people don't realize is that the more wounded that a human being is, the more powerful that they actually are. It's just the wounding was a part of the life journey, the part of the life's journey that actually gets them to be sick and tired of being sick and tired so much that they actually go on the spiritual journey to heal themselves. And that's when you find the essence of who you actually are. You're not a boss babe. You're not a businesswoman. You're not a moneymaker. You're 1,000 times more fucking powerful than that. Think about that. Our women have been diminished to be workers.
Yeah, to grind more and do more. Yeah, it is.
No, absolutely not. Get in a time machine with me. Go back 200 years. What was the woman doing? Tell me. 100 years. What was the woman? What was her energy? What was it like?
Well, healing and like the creating life and all the things.
Were there buildings?
No.
Probably weren't buildings. Were we more connected to nature? Were there high heels? Did we worry about purses? Did we worry about makeups and lip fillers? And none of that, right? No. All of that shit has been implanted in the psychology and the energy of the universe to impact the woman, to keep the woman disconnected from herself. Because if the woman is disconnected from herself, then we as humanity are disconnected from ourselves.
To do more and feel like you feel less worthy because you're always like, I have to do that to catch up to everyone else.
So Ozempic. What is Ozempic? Ozempic is an external manifestation of an internal pain. Society and the system has caused us to continuously compare ourselves to others based off of how we look.
Yeah.
Think about how sad that is.
For sure.
So Ozempic is a pill that a human being with trauma and unresolved worthiness issues inside of themselves, because you should be free to love yourself no matter how you look, says, if I don't take this, then I will not be loved. If I take this, then I will be accepted and loved. Look at this. This is from the outside, I need to fulfill me inside. Without this, I am not at peace. Without this, I cannot be happy. That is dark. Alcoholism, what is that? Smoking, what is that? Smoking is an external symbol that a human being wants to die. It's an external symbol that somewhere inside the human being doesn't feel worthy to be alive. Because what is God? God is the oxygen. God is the air. You don't have oxygen and air, you don't leave. So every time you do this, what are you actually doing without you knowing it? I want to die. I don't feel worthy of being alive. That's why you're addicted. It has nothing to do with this. It has to do with this unworthiness that you feel with life in and of itself. Pornography, what do you think that is? Why do you think most religious people, I'm going to say it, why do you think most Christian and Catholic and all these people that go to church are stuck with pornography? Why? Because religion in and of itself is the energy of guilt and shame. It is the very thing that causes separation in a human being. It is the very thing that disconnects a human being from the heart and thrusts them into the mind, worshiping the mind that God is a man. What you are actually worshiping is your masculine. You cannot possibly be connected to love when you are underneath the energy of a religion. Why? Because the religion takes the power of life and of God and of all of creation and it puts it against you. It makes you say, I am a sinner. I was flawed from the moment that I was born. Take that on. What does that feel? What do you feel when you say that?
Lies.
You feel unworthy. You feel shame. You feel guilt, right? Think about that, right? So when you feel that deep inside, I don't give a shit how often you go to church. I don't give a shit how often you read the book. That is what is happening on an energetic and spiritual level. So what is the physical manifestation of guilt and shame? Let me go look at something that I know I shouldn't be looking at so that I could feel guilty and shame because there it is.
It's a loop.
It's a loop. I healed my pornography when I left the church.
Wow.
when I heal the guilt and shame inside of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it
When I
starts so.
disconnected, when I reconnected to my feminine. When you're connected to your feminine, you could never look at the feminine doing an act like that. You could never look at a beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
The heart of God, the heart of life, using her body in that way. You do not vibrate at that energy anymore. Therefore, it's not about how do I stop watching pornography? No. That's the masculine. You're asking the wrong question. The question is, what do I have to remove inside of myself energetically so that, what are you talking about? I would never do, that's not even, so that there are no words to describe how alien that is to your life.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't match your energy anymore.
You don't even want to. It doesn't
Yeah.
resonate.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
need. You don't.
No, it doesn't even, it's impossible is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with relationships. You attract into your life a vibrational match for who you are. This is why I tell everyone, if you're single, please come to Awaken.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because imagine what happens. In 3 days, you're going to upgrade your energy in your life more than you would in 30 years of therapy. Not that therapy is wrong, but therapy only works here.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is here.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And you're replaying the same thing
You're
over and over.
Replaying the
Yes,
same
yes.
trauma, the
story.
same, right. So what we do is literally, it's like taking you through an ayahuasca ceremony without the ayahuasca.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's how I made it.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is you start to feel you're going to feel like a different human being. You're going to feel like you're like the old is gone, like you've shed it. And from that, you're going to go, okay, I want to do this a little bit deeper now. And then maybe we introduce the medicine to you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we start with cannabis. Why do people get addicted to cannabis? Because the medicine, the plants, are the medicine that Mother God left for us when we're ready to heal. But what do our dumbasses do?
Mm-hmm.
We abuse of it when
Yes.
we're teenagers to
Yeah.
get high.
Mm-hmm.
To disconnect more.
That's
to
right,
disconnect
because
more.
we're
'Cause
disconnected.
Then
Yes.
I don't want to feel.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
right. I don't want, right. But the same thing that you use to disconnect is the same thing that you can use to connect in the most profound way that you could even imagine. I'm talking about your angels come in and visiting to you. I'm talking about your ancestors come in and speak to you. I'm talking about, listen, guys, I've had an awakened woman who can't give birth, and the angels come in and heal and perform surgery on their uteruses, and 2 months later, they're pregnant.
Wow.
That's the kind of shit I'm here to do.
Wow.
Everyone in their 20s. I wish I would have, or there would have been this around. Who knows? I still was probably. I was like, I'm
You were
great.
not ready.
I don't need to
Girl,
feel.
you just
I don't
weren't
need to
ready.
feel. But
When
I
you're ready, it shows up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all perfect,
Yeah.
guys. It's all perfect.
I needed her to be woken up. Like it shook me. It shook me
Yeah.
so hard that it woke me up, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
What about our youth? Because we both have kids. Mine are teens, and hers are between teens and a little bit older.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're in this society, like you said, that just pushes us to guilt and shame and just doing the wrong things. How can we help more of our youth not get addicted to things like even like Netflix?
Yeah.
And I say that because I'm like,
Yeah.
I talk about it because I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it because
No.
I'm like,
Well, remember something. Everything that you see in the world and everything that you experience in the world and everything that you like and don't like in the world is just a reflection of the world that you have and lives inside of you. Okay? So when you heal the world that is in here, you literally heal the world that is out there. The things that you don't like out there, they're only there because of the parts of you that you don't like in here. You want to end racism?
of course.
End it within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with
Start.
yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Be honest with every part of yourself that feels less than or bigger than or more worthy than or not worthy enough. Every part of you that judges someone, you know what I'm talking about. When they walk by, you judge them by the way that they look. You judge them based off of the outside. You're judging yourself. When you're afraid of someone when they walk by, you're afraid of yourself. You end racism by removing any separation that you have within yourself. Tell me how many times by the way, you're not Latinos. That's a label that was put on you. You're
not
a
even
soul.
this body.
You're a soul having a human experience. You're not Black. You're not white. You're not Chinese. You're not Latino. You're not American. You're not rich. You're not poor. You're not anything. And the biggest thing is that I cannot express this enough. The greatest lie that has been told to women is that they are less than men. And that lie was imprinted in them through the power of religion. Because religion teaches you that God is a man. Time out. If God is a man, then what are you? Well, you are less than the man. And so then what happens is when you go around living life on an energetic basis, it's so deep, you're unconscious of it, where you do not see yourself equal as a man. And one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to rebel from that and say, fuck that, I don't need men. And I'm going to do this by myself and right?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
That's where a lot of women
very
are.
true.
Yes.
Or B, you're going to go, but the man, how am I going to do this by myself? But I need him. That's not life. We were created to be in unison with each other. You are literally, as a woman, the plug. I am literally, as a man, the extension that plugs into the plug. And we have decided, and society has imprinted in us, that we can go ahead and be powerful without each other. That is not how God made us. God made us to be one with each other. I get my power from the woman gets her power from me. Together we create life.
Yes.
That is the truth of God. So whenever you say that all men are dogs, and whenever you say that there's no good men, and whatever you say anything bad about a man, what you're actually saying is that my masculine wasn't able to protect me. I don't have trust and faith in my own masculine. Because the men that you see in the world are a reflection of how you feel inside. Whenever a man says about a woman, don't take care of women, they're going to take all your money, they're going to rob from you. You know, this is your Andrew Tate, by the way. I don't know him personally, but all of that energy is a deep wounding with the feminine. It's a disconnection with your own heart. And when we finally understand that, we can actually live life the way God intended for us to live it. Peaceful, free, and abundant, filled with joy.
Absolutely. I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. This has been so much.
We're like,
and we are so grateful to have you here.
yes.
I don't know. Do you have any other questions? I
No.
want to make sure I'm respectful of your time.
I'm here.
Yeah.
It's good.
Time doesn't
Keep going.
exist.
Time doesn't exist.
Keep going. What else?
Time to lose.
We know we have to be back in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Now this is reinforced. I don't know what we have to do to clear our schedule, but I know this has been a long time coming. Again, I don't even know how we are here or manifested it, but I feel like it's the thing that we probably needed. I think we've been both talking about coming, and for some reason we're just like, oh yeah, we have to go, but we just haven't booked it. And I think this is the universe being like, wake up, like y'all, this is the next step for us.
When the soul is ready, you just have to be ready.
Yeah.
And when you're ready, it's just the path is
It's shown.
evidently clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say to, I guess, the men especially that are so that are in the chase? Because I think a lot of women obviously are chasing, but we realize that you want to go into your feminine, but some men they want to continue on that path. Is there anything that you would share with them to really encourage them? Because I think once a man is healed, it also helps their relationship with their spouse.
Well, look, I think that we get to focus and put our energy where into what we want to create. So I'll give you an example. I'll post stuff, and people are just, God bless them, stupid, and they'll make comments that are like ludicrous,
Mm-hmm.
and I can either look at that, make me feel a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
and then I hop in and I gotta, which is I'm
Engage.
I'm
Yeah.
giving my energy, right? That's the hook. That's
Yeah.
the right. Or I could look at it and just go, you're at where you're at, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say that when it comes to men and women, because I understand the pain, I'll get a little personal here, but I helped my wife go through several different lifetimes of healing, so much so that she was able to see in three lifetimes ago, where women actually used to, and it's going to be a little bit rough, but I'm just going to tell you because a lot of women don't realize this is what's actually happened. But women, when the masculine took over the universe, the masculine decided that the best way to do that was to violate the woman in the most deepest way.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of husbands actually went, and what they did was they grabbed stakes and they in
Wow.
here.
Mhm.
And you see, what most women don't realize is that a lot of the issues that you have down there, it's because of all of this energy. It's because of all of the trauma. It's because of a disconnection to joy. It's because of a disconnection to pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother story. But also, several lifetimes ago, things happened that caused you to mistrust men. And this is the lifetime where you get to decide what's going to happen. Either A, I'm going to continue to not trust men because in essence, I don't trust my own masculine. Or B, I'm going to go on the journey of healing this.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I guarantee you will happen. If you choose A and you say, I'm going to continue to not trust men, no problem. That's the beauty of life. God has given us the ability to choose whatever we
Mm-hmm.
decide. I'll just tell you, you won't live a full life.
Mm-hmm.
You won't live a fully connected life. And there'll be a part of your heart that is broken up until the moment that you die.
Hmm.
Or B, if you do that and you say, I'm going to go all in to heal my heart, to heal my relationship with the men. Yes, I don't feel trusting with the masculine, but I don't like that and I don't want to live my life like that anymore.
Yeah.
And if you go all in on that journey, here's what'll happen. You'll find peace. You'll find joy. You'll reconnect to your heart. And as a result of all three of those, if it's the desire of your heart, I am telling you without a shadow of a doubt, you will attract a beautiful, loving, kind man that will honor you and protect your heart because that is the role and the function of the masculine. And if you are not seeing it in the physical world, it is only because there's a part of you that doesn't believe it's possible
Mm-hmm.
and that is afraid of it. And that's how the energy of fear tries to ruin human life. The choice is always ours.
Beautiful.
Starts inside.
It does. Always it starts inside. And if somebody takes a second choice, let's say, and they're already married, they already have the spouse that they attracted in their old energy.
This is a scary question.
Do you see that the current spouse then can change to the person, the new person with the new energy that you are? Or
Ask me the question.
yeah, or is that something that ends up having to end? Do you have to let that part go?
I've worked with a lot of people. Everybody's journey is different. It all depends on how deep you want to go. So I'll give you my example. My first wife, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
Out of respect for my children, I don't say too much, but my ex-wife, her shadow is control.
Mm.
And the minute she feels her back up against the wall, it's a fight. And it's there's no getting, like a pit bull that sees red. There's no access to the heart at all whatsoever.
Mhm.
You say, okay, I'm sorry. You're such a little bitch. Okay, you're right. You're a fucking narcissist.
You
It's
can't win.
you know these people? You can't.
Yeah.
So you just, right? And sometimes there's people like that. And you got to be honest with yourself and understand who your partner actually is, and listen to me, what kind of life you want to live.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, in that relationship, the answer was no. And this is someone that's done the medicine, this is someone that's done ayahuasca, this is there's too much in here that human, at least for now, has not been willing to let go of.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. God bless them, but that's just not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
My current wife was the opposite. My current wife is so beautiful in her heart and soul. She's so kind. She's so loving that it did the opposite to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it did? Every part of me and my wounded masculine that was afraid of being in love and in deep connection with another human being, she mirrored that back to me.
Mm.
I'm telling you right now, we got married.
Mm-hmm.
And even while being married, here I was maybe, this isn't going to work. And maybe I'll find another woman someday. And I was being a little bitch. And unconsciously, because I'm afraid of love,
Mm-hmm.
it was my mind was right? And I'm just telling the truth.
Yeah.
I'm just telling the truth, right? And she was mirroring back. And here she was. She's so loving. She doesn't have an arguing bone in her.
Mm-hmm.
My ex used to hit me. True story. This one, when she goes to hit you, she goes she doesn't even have the ability to these people they're so beautiful in their soul, right?
Yeah.
And so I attracted that to bring me face to face porque disque that I wanted notebook love.
The rom-com.
Right?
All of us.
One day I'm going to find notebook love.
Yes.
And then God goes, pues toma, pendejo. Aquí está
Here
tu
it is.
notebook love. What the fuck are you going to do? And I'm like,
My vessel can't handle this.
Right? Right? My mind would find
Too
little
much.
ways.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like this, or I don't like this, and a critical judgment. All the
Mhm.
parts of myself that I'm critical of myself with. And finally, I was like, you know what the scariest thing for me was? Oh my God, this is the love of my life.
Wow.
I'm going to be with this person till I die.
Mm.
Either she's
Forever.
going to hold me when I die,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm going to hold her when she dies. And the thought of that is
Mm-hmm.
and that's when you know it's.
Yeah.
And so every relationship is different. All you got to worry about is what?
Yourself.
That's it.
Then it goes out.
That's
Mhm.
it. The
And if that
deeper
person
you
can
go,
change,
the
it's great.
The
That
deeper
works.
you go,
Yeah.
that you will reflect. Your heart opens and it reflects back to that person, and that person is going to do what I did.
Mhm.
And they have a decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll just go get another one of them.
Mhm.
Or no. There's something here for me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can tell you anything, is my wife and I is, the reason is all goes back to money is energy and everything. The reason why our life is the way that it is because we literally live our lives in a constant state of reflecting, journeying, and becoming aware of. We don't argue.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything that comes up in a couple is medicine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just trying to show a part of you that either feels defensive or scared or worried or afraid of being vulnerable. Blah, blah, blah. So what we do is we'll go through something and then I'll be like, baby, you know what happened? I just realized something. I just realized that there's still a part of me that is afraid to I just realized that there's a part of me that's still really judgmental.
Mm.
And she'll go, really? Tell me more about that. Yeah. And it comes up that when I was a little boy, blah, 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 and then she'll go, yeah, you know what's crazy? I realized that there was a part of me that blah, blah. That's our arguments.
I love that.
It's conversation.
That's our-
I call it.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
you're,
like
you're
healing.
Yes,
Yeah.
healing
Yeah, yeah.
together.
We're just healing together.
Yeah.
Healing together. I'm going to leave you with this.
Mhm.
We can't ever be that way with a partner if we don't first learn to be that way with ourselves.
Mhm.
And I can tell you put 1,000 human beings in the room, maybe one actually knows how to do this. And this is why people come to Awaken from South Africa, from Korea, from Japan, from all over the planet. And fucking people from Dallas are complaining because I don't go to Dallas, by the way. But
And we're in
all
Houston.
over,
You
from
didn't
all
go to
over
Houston.
Houston, right? I have to find a way to get here.
Yeah, what? You're like right
I
there.
had a guy take 4 planes
To get-
over 48 hours
Wow.
to get here
Yes.
to Austin,
Yes.
Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, so wake up,
Yes.
ladies. Okay, but until you know how to go on a spiritual journey and be with yourself and hold yourself as you're literally gagging out the darkness, well, then you'll never be able to hold that with another human being. And that's why the answer is always you.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
love it. What a beautiful way to end. I
Yes.
do want to ask you one last question
You could.
that we usually close out. The Danny of now, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Everything is perfect.
I love that.
Because to answer your question about the kids, your journey has been through your journey. And if it wasn't through the pain for the pain that each of you have felt, you have pain and you have pain. And it wasn't for each of those things that you've experienced in life, you wouldn't be the version of you that is here today, that is at a place where you're like, I'm ready to heal.
Mhm.
And every single part of your journey is perfect. So the most loving thing that you can do for your children is to actually let them experience their journey.
Mm.
And the more that you, especially as mother and as women, the more that you go in your heart and heal your heart, the more that without saying a word, I promise you, because you're connected.
Mm.
It starts to heal them.
Yes. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
Danny, for
much,
being
Yeah,
here.
you're
We
welcome.
so appreciate you
You're
taking the
welcome.
time.
You're welcome.
We're so excited. Yes. Thank you. We can't
Yeah.
wait to be. We'll be back.
Yes.
We'll be
Well,
back. For
okay, well, I'm just going to put, are you guys coming to Awaken or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We
Yes.
have.
So come to
Yeah.
Awaken.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are out there, DannyMorel.com/awaken. I will give you an offer here. If you want to make some money, I'll make you this offer. If you come to Awaken and it is not the most life-changing experience of your entire existence as a human being, I will give you 3 times the money back.
Wow.
Everybody better sign
Wow,
up.
I know.
And I know no one's going to. It is going to be the
Well,
most
the ones that
life-changing.
are ready, they're ready.
Yes. Thank you so, so much.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to go to DannyMorel.com
Yes.
/Awaken.
/Awaken
Or on Instagram.
on November 21st, 3-day event, right?
Yeah, 3-day event here in Austin.
So you can handle a family for Thanksgiving.
Was that?
Yeah, right before Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
definitely.
Come on.
You
It'll
can be
beautiful.
ready. You come in
It'll be
all
beautiful.
So
love
you
and
don't
light.
get triggered during the holidays.
Prep us.
Invest in yourself.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
That was part of our. We're adding it to our self-care
Yes,
package.
absolutely.
holidays.
It's a wonderful way to close out the year. We started a
Yes.
podcast this year, being more vulnerable and authentic, and it's a
Here we
beautiful. I
are.
mean, this is the most amazing year ever. Don't forget to stay to Lulu and make it happen. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and like.
See you next time.
Thank
Y'all want to have Danny say, stay
Oh.
to Lulu and make it happen?
Fine, yeah.
In the background, la
I don't
mama.
have-
She's like, "Can you, Danny?" I'm
Good idea,
but-
buddy.
Yes.
All
No, you
right.
can. I
Thank
just don't
you.
want it. I didn't want to. But
All right, you guys, stay Delulu and make it happen.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Danny,
I love
thank you
it.
so
Thank you,
much.
Danny. Oh my gosh.